My friend once told me the best thing you could do for an overworked nurse is get them a new pair of Crocs and Starbucks iced coffee. Now I'm sure that's golden, but I think I can offer something just a little bit better. What I'm offering is a way out. With so many nurses feeling the crunch of workplace burnout, many are thinking there has to be a better way. If you're feeling the same, this is a video for you. In today's video, I'm going to give you 3 business ideas that as a nurse can take you from entrepreneur to a business owner. I don't mean self-employed, I mean running a legitimate business that could have you earning passive money or even be sold for a multi-million-dollar price tag. If you stay to the end of this video, I'm actually going to throw in a 4th idea that is worth considering if you're based in New York. If this is the sort of information you need more of, subscribe to the channel and turn your notification bell on so you don't miss a thing. On this channel, I discuss living globally along with business hacks in real estate and healthcare, showing you a path so you can do the same. Ultimately, I'm trying to help others stay true to themselves and live out their dreams. My name is Carl Pierre, and this is ENTP Life. First, let me explain to you the rich dad, poor dad quadrant of wealth and why it's important for you to understand the difference between being a self-employed entrepreneur and an actual business owner. This concept is the basis for why I'm choosing these 3 businesses for this video. The rich dad, poor dad wealth quadrant has literally 4 sections: employee, self-employed, business owner, and investor. And just to give you a quick breakdown as to what that means, obviously an employee is someone who trades their time directly for compensation. The self-employed is like the self-employed entrepreneur who creates a business that they themselves work in. You could think of this as being like a physician practice, for instance. A physician may have their own business, their own practice, create their own hours, but they only earn money as they work, right? That business isn't working for them. When you now move over into the business quadrant or the right side of the quadrant, this is where real money is made and this is where your thinking should be. On the business quadrant, you have a fully functional business, one that doesn't require you to work there to earn money. So you could be the owner of this business that's whipping off cash flow every single year. You have people in place who are working there, who are running your business, and whether you're in attendance or not, that business still functions, producing you income, right? So that's on the wealth side. And below that, you have the position of being an investor, where you didn't even have to build a business or own the business. You're just investing in that business and benefiting from the cash flow that that business whips off. This could be owning publicly traded stock or even owning stock in private companies, where you were an initial investor, and because of that initial investment, they build a business that spins off cash for you. Now, I hope that it's clear and makes sense to you. This list isn't in any particular order. The first of the 3 is where I got my start in healthcare entrepreneurship, and that's a nursing agency. So a nursing agency or a healthcare staffing firm is really a middleman business where you're connecting nurses and healthcare professionals with facilities that need them. So you go out there, you contract with facilities, you may negotiate a rate of $100 per hour for a nurse, and then you negotiate with nurses to pay them maybe $60 or $70 per hour, making that spread. That is the basis of that model. You could grow that business out to be well over 100 employees or even larger than that. And as you build out this book of employees, you then move from being a small business to an actual business that's generating income off of the activities of other people. Now, I put together a course called Passive Workforce, which teaches you step by step how to start one of these agencies. I have one of these agencies, I've grown it to be quite large, and you could do the same if you follow those steps. So if you're interested in starting out one of these sort of businesses, you could use the link down below to check out Passive Workforce, and you'll see exactly how you can grow this business and move yourself out of that nursing column and into that column of business owner. Number 2 on my list is a little more involved and really for nurses that still want to be directly involved in the coordination of care and improving patient outcomes. Next on my list of how to go from nurse to business boss is opening a home care agency. There are 2 types of home care agencies. You have the personal care agencies, which are considered non-skilled, providing assistance with activities of daily living and companion care. Then you have the skilled agencies, which are doing more involved treatments, usually dealing with people on a subacute basis, wound care, physical therapy, those sort of things. Again, this is another business that you can scale up to size. My home care agency employs hundreds of people, providing services for hundreds of patients, and that business operates on its own. I have management in place and can be scaled out to be in that B quadrant, okay? If you're thinking about starting a home care agency, just remember you're going to be responsible for people's lives. This shouldn't be a business that you're just doing for business sake, because at the end of the day, patients are going to be counting on you to make the best decisions. So your heart needs to be in the right place if you're going to start a home care agency. I don't have a program for mentoring startups, but I do have 11 years of experience to coach growth stage agencies. If you need to talk to me about this endeavor, you can always book a call or request a custom video on Vizio to address your questions. I do have contacts in the industry that can help you get started if you're in the startup phase. The next one on the list might be the one for you. Have you ever met a nurse aide and wondered, who the hell trained you? Well, the third business on the list is something I'm passionate about, and that's education. Number 3 is starting an entry-level healthcare professional school. These private schools not only are lucrative, but help you model the next generation of professionals. You'll be able to turn a profit while helping people start their careers in healthcare as nurse aides, phlebotomists, medical assistants, and so much more. A secondary benefit is you'll also be able to produce a type of people you feel healthcare really needs more of. Starting a school might be a little daunting because you have to focus on space. You need to have physical space so that you could teach your students. That makes people a little squeamish about starting this sort of business because there's that initial layout of space, furnishing, equipment for your school. But once you get going, it can be pretty lucrative, especially if you decide to scale this business up and have schools in different cities within your state. Actually, you can even launch a national campaign and open up schools in many different locations. There's always a need for training of new healthcare professionals. The healthcare industry is growing and expected to continue to grow, especially with the aging baby boomers. So getting involved in this business now might be the path for you, especially if you really love to teach people and you like to develop the minds of the next generation of professionals. Each of these companies in its own right can be grown to multi-million-dollar companies in less than 5 years, at which point you could take a hands-off approach, hire an operations manager to replace you, and earn while you live the life of your dreams. You could also opt to build a company with the intention of selling it. What you do with your business is entirely up to you. What you shouldn't do is build a business that traps you, and instead of being an employee that works 40 hours a week, you become a slave that works 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. It happens, but don't let that be your story. At the top of the video, I said I would include a fourth option. This bonus option is starting a social adult day program. In New York, these companies work closely with home care agencies to provide day activities and meals for the chronically ill. In other states, there are social models like in New York, or medical models where there's services that are more involved and skilled in nature. I've been thinking about putting together a guide on how to start this business. If you think I should, let me know in the comment section below. The more comments I get that are a yes, the more likely I am to actually do the course. Thanks again for joining me here at ENTP Life. If you enjoyed this video, like, subscribe, and share this with anyone you feel would benefit from moving from worker to boss. I'll see you in the next one. Take care.